Hey guys, it's VineForMerch.com. It's been a while since I last made one of these old school progress videos, 2 months to be precise, and the reason for that is simply that I haven't had a whole lot to show to you guys. I mean, I could make a video every week and show you like a few things, but that probably wouldn't be more than a minute. I'm not sure if that's what you want, but I'd rather like show you a little bit more, which is what I plan to do here. Now for this video, I'd also like to change the format a little bit. In the last few videos, I would like show you all of the images with a nice layout and whatnot. But editing that takes me a bit more time and I feel like it's not really worth doing, so I might as well just show you my log and kind of talk you through it. I think you guys would rather hear what I have to say anyways than look at all the neatly lined out images and whatnot. So that's that. Let's get into what I've been doing. So 2 months, I went inactive for about 2 or 3 weeks of that in total, I believe. I've spent quite a bit less time merchanting on Old School since I've been pretty busy with RS3 and just my life in general. On RS3, as you know, party ads have been going crazy, so that's kept me busy for quite a while. As for on here, let's look at the first upload here, that's Spectral Spirit Shields. Now these are just like the active flips kind of, where I've kind of got a 500k margin and it's really the minimum I want to make on them. The reason why I uploaded this is simply because I want to show you guys it's not like I only flip stuff for over a mil. I do these two depending on like kind of how the margins are at the moment. I just studied the item, and if it looks like I'm not going to get anything more than that, then I might stick with that for a bit. So these were done in 2 weeks during April, which has been quite a while, but I just compiled all of them and uploaded them here. Not going to go through every single one. I mean, if you look at the average margin there, it's like 500k or so that's not that great. But then I singled out some of the inactive flips on Spectrals, which are more like around a 2 mil profit margin, and those are quite a bit better, but they just happen less often, basically. And the reason why I uploaded these like a bit later is because at the time I'm doing it, I don't really feel like uploading it because other people are going to see it, are going to jump on it and kind of screw the margins over, and like they might be satisfied with 1 mil while I'm able to get 2 mil. So that's not really what I'm looking to get. And you could say like on RuneScape 3 I have that as well, where people are just going to jump on any items that you post. But there's a lot more variety there. On Old School, you kind of reach the end game a lot faster. There's really not that much items left anymore once you get to higher wealth, unless you want to invest in high limit items that have a lower value, but that takes quite a while. But any flips and stuff, like at the end everyone's kind of in the same item pool, so it's a bit difficult to immediately post anything that's working well because you just get a lot more people involved that way. Then the best Spectrals I did here, those were like, what's that, 3.6 mil profit each, so that's pretty neat. Quite like those, but that's really at their high point ever since they've crashed quite a bit, and there's been a lot going on about Spectrals because people figured out that at Armadale they're not that useful. Even right now they're like talking a lot about what to do with them for the future, so these are going to be a pretty volatile item, which should be interesting to continue to flip. Moving on to the Arcane Spirit Shields, those are also done like, I don't know, I should check the description here, what did I say? Yeah, during the last 2 weeks of April. I was pretty inactive around then, so I figured I did the upload in May. So yeah, that's 46 of them here in total, also for just like 500k margins. Really not that great of an item during that time period, but Arcanes were a bit faster than Spectrals, so I can't say I minded it a whole lot, but it would have been nicer to get more out of them, but I just wasn't able to for some reason. Like this, I think this is like the best one I managed for 1.4 mil, so that's really not that great. I kind of expected a lot more out of them. Bandos Tacets, that's just, I don't know, like this random thing in between. I believe these were done really fast, yeah, in 30 minutes time, across 2 accounts at the start of May. So these were like, for the profit I got for 30 minutes work, it was fine, but otherwise it's just another item with a 300k margin. Then moving on to some bigger guys here, the Third Age Wand that I messed around with at, I think it was during May. I managed to get 2 decent flips in of like 8 mil each, 8 and 7 mil here. But other than that, I haven't really managed to do anything with them, simply because most of the time their margins were like 2 or 3 mil. People narrowed it down to that, and I'm just not going to bother with an expensive item like this that's so slow to flip and then only get like 2 or 3 mil out of it at once. Now recently people have been buying these third age weapons up a lot, and of course you can make a lot of profit then, but I'm not going to kind of bet a lot of my bank on one item, because if nothing happens then I'm not making any profit at all if I can't seem to buy anything or sell it. So I'd rather not risk that, so to speak. It's not like I risk losing much money, but I more risk that nothing happens and that I'm waiting for days and I don't get any offers filled. So I'd rather just stick with a bit faster items and build up my wealth so that I can do these items more in the future. Moving on to Arcanes, these are some other Arcanes I did in June, which I uploaded yesterday. And these are quite a bit better than the ones I uploaded before here, as the average margin is more like a mil, but they've been a lot more volatile as well, so that's really why that's happening. And then here the best one that I managed to do was about 3.6 mil. Pretty happy with that one, but yeah, I just uploaded separately for the item high score here. Moving on to the Dwarf Wheat Potion Unfinished. I haven't done these on my main account, but on the other two accounts, which I told you about in the past few videos. Those currently have about, let me think here, I think 40 and 38 mil or something. I haven't done a whole lot in them either, other than some short-term investments and stuff. And Dwarf Wheat Potions were one of the items I picked. They're pretty slow. I don't really like them that much, so I kind of stopped doing them. As you might go like a day without buying anything, and then the next day you buy some, but the price dropped, so it's a bit of a tedious item. But yeah, there is some profit in there. It's not that hard to make it. It's just a bit slow. Then Lantanine Potions Unfinished. I managed to buy and sell a lot more of those, as they're generally a bit faster. And they recently rose quite a bit, so I'm not really sure about them right now. Like, it might be a bit riskier to get involved. But yeah, that's those. Done quite a few of them in larger batches. Not really an amazing item, but it's pretty decent. Then Zamorak page 4, as you know, during May there was this thing where you could get a clue scroll a day from this Mo guy. And because of that, a lot of the treasure trial items took quite a big hit over that month. So what I did at the end of the month is I just bought like a bunch of pages. I didn't really record most of them, but I bought quite a few pages, also page 1 and 2 I believe. And then I just sold them like a week later for quite a bit higher. But these are just done over the course of a day, but like I kind of bought bulk pages before that on another account. So that was okay profit, not really great, but worth doing. Then here, the Spectrals that I uploaded yesterday as well. These are some of the better ones where the margin's more like 1.6 mil. These were all active flips, as Spectrals have been extremely volatile. The only thing I'm sad about with these, and also the Arcanes, and overall I don't really feel like I missed out on a whole lot of stuff, but on the Spectrals and the Arcanes, which have been so volatile recently, I really feel like I could have made a lot more if I was more active. But that wasn't the case, sadly, but there really was a lot of potential in them. If you've seen the price movements, it's been really crazy. So that's a bit, I'm just sad about that. For the rest, I don't really mind, since I just haven't been that active. Then third age plate legs, about 1 mil margins on them, and it takes ages. Really not my favorite item. It's just, I don't really get it. It's just a bit frustrating. No matter how hard I try, I just can't seem to get over a mil each on them. Just takes ages really, and whenever I do try to get more, it just doesn't fill. Sometimes they have these random jumps of like 3 mil, but it just happens very infrequently. Just seems like because the limit is 8 per 4 hours, you have a bunch of rich people who are flipping 8 at a time, and it's just really hard for them to move through that, because you know these people never even hit their limit in the first place. So it's a pretty stationary item without much price spikes. Then the third age plate buddy, I do slightly better on that one with 1.3 mil margins, but it's still not that great. But I like them a bit more than legs thus far. I've done a fair few of them over the past weeks, but again, it's also a pretty slow item, so I'm not overly fond of them. Then this is actually the best one I managed to do here, which is 3.2 mil profit. It's not that great. I'm sure other people have done a lot better, but that's just what I uploaded here. And then the third age amulets, I randomly found these. I have no idea when I did them, but yeah, I just instant bought these and then sold 3 of them inactively for that profit, and yeah, decided I should add that one too. Now there's still some items I'm holding back. I'd rather not share them right now, as those are still working well, and I don't really feel like ruining that. At the moment, I'm pretty inactive in general with the merchanting, so I'd rather not screw over the few items that are still working well for me. That's it for this video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. I should probably let you know how much I have by now. I can't really show you in the game because I have invested in quite a few items and I don't really feel like sharing those right now. But on my main account I have about 400 mil. Then, as I said, on the second and the third ones, around 38 to 40 mil or something like that. And that's it for the video. I hope you guys have a great time with your old school merchanting. Let me know in the comments how you have been doing. And I'll see you all again next week for another video.